So we're going to play a new chord, and that is the E7 chord. It uses 3 fingers, and it's very similar actually to the G7 chord. So I'll show a G7 first. That is the 3 fingers. The second finger goes on the red spot on the 2nd fret of the C string there. The first finger goes on the yellow spot, the 1st fret of the E string. And then underneath, the 3rd finger goes on that 2nd fret of the A string, that 1st string. Now to play an E7, it's exactly this shape, but instead of the 1st finger being on the 2nd string, it actually goes on the 4th string. So we lift that finger up to the top string and we play on the top, and it should sound like this. Our E7. With the 3 fingers, the yellow string or the 2nd string there should be open, so it shouldn't be touched. And we get our fingers, you'll see that in that little shape. So like a G7 where the 1st finger was tucked in between, but an E7 we have that 1st finger on the top string. And when we change to an E7, we can do it in many ways like the G7 transition. So we're from a C, if we're going from a C to an E7, we slide our 3rd finger along just the same way we would do a G7, bring that 2nd finger on to the red spot, but instead of putting our 1st finger just tucked underneath, we let our 1st finger go on the top string, on the 4th string there. So we can play C to E7, we have the C, slide the 3rd finger along, add the 2nd finger onto the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and the 1st finger on that 4th string, top string, and our E7. If we're playing from an A minor to an E7, we're going to drop that 2nd finger down a string, bring the 3rd finger underneath onto that 1st string, 2nd fret, and the 1st finger will go on that top string, the 4th string there. A minor, jump down, bring the 3rd finger on underneath and the 1st finger on the top. F to E7, we can do it just like a G7, so we can actually pivot on that 1st finger like an F to G7, pivot to bring the 2nd and 3rd fingers on to the 2nd fret of that 1st and 3rd strings, and then bring the 1st finger to the top string. So we can do that F to E7. And gradually, as you do it quicker, these motions, instead of being lots of different steps, lots of different motions, you'll do it all as one motion. Slide and add the other 2 fingers. Jump and add the other 2 fingers. Pivot and then move that 1st finger. So the E7, very similar to the G7, we just get our fingers into that shape from whatever chord we were on before.